Hello, I'm Player State and welcome to a new indie game video. Today we're taking a look at Dragonkin the Banished, which is an action RPG that just came out, came out in March, came out of early access in March I should say, entered 1.0. It's been out about a year, I think it's spent in early access, roughly. Just want to say thank you to the developers for giving me a review copy to take a look at. I've played a bit of this already, so I just wanted to go through some of my thoughts as I showed off some of the gameplay. It's got a lot of kind of simple, as in, simple's not the right word, sorry, the kind of stuff you'd expect from an action RPG. So you've got a number of skills. If you can see on the right hand side, you've got that blue ball that fills up with mana, and I have various skills that use mana up. Basically all my lightning skills use mana. So I've got like a charged attack like this. At least this one doesn't do very much damage to these guys. And then we've got a dodge, and then we've got this one here where we just throw like some lightning out. We've got a lightning that goes from one ending to another, kind of like a bolt. These guys are quite tough. I should probably level up because I've got a few level points to do. And then this skill here, this is the kind of like your standard attack that you need to use as your mana regens. What we've got here, we've got a chest here. Something to say as I've just opened the chest. If we take a look at the inventory here, you'll see that I haven't got very much loot, and that's because, let's have a look. Yeah, it's not really a fine loot-based game, at least from what I've discovered so far. Most of the standard enemies don't drop any loot; they just drop gold, and also, let me just deal with these people. And that's not the one I wanted. This one here. And also materials. So again, one. So if I go, get the right button. Go here, you can see I've got all these materials. I've not unlocked the crafter yet, so I don't really know how to use them. But this is what you get as drops. So it's more like a crafting-based loot system. But you will also get loot from. Hello.
The Dragonkin have destroyed the bridge. We need to push them
Story
back
started.
no matter what.
Yeah. So you'll also get some loot from chests like we saw just then, and also running out of mana. What was I going to say? Yeah, and some bigger enemies that you kill. Let's just clear these guys out. Let's just dive in actually into this. It's one of my favourite favourite skills. Reminds me of if you ever played Dark Age Camelot, there was a, I think it was an enchanter, and you'd have an AoE skill you would just use to clear a load of mobs. Alright, let's give it some little bits. So yeah, a couple of things to mention about the UI. Like, it feels quite good on controller. If you look on the left hand side, you can see there's like a shield that I've got over my health. Looks very much like Path of Exile, if you ever played that game. And on the right hand side, next to my mana, there's this kind of glowing half crescent moon thing. Crescent moon. What that is if I press left trigger, I kind of boost myself up, and then when I use some of my spells, they do more damage, and they have like, see how it's changed? So it's normally just got this one kind of lightning pulse, and when I had the power up, it does both. So that's kind of cool system. Then let's just go through what I think is one of the main selling points of this game, which is the ancestral grid, is what they call it. So on here is where I can put down all my skills, and you'll see they're in little, kind of, some of them are joined together and some of them are just singular. And basically, you've got this grid full of empty space, and you'll unlock more as you go. As you see, like 10, 10. I assume that's level 10, I don't know. And the idea is you can kind of build your own kind of unique build. So I've got all these things over here that I've not messed with. So some are modifiers and some are spells. So if we basically have a look at what I've built so far. So I've got my chain lightning, my lightning call, my lightning beam, and my electric wave. And I've built it in such a way that we've got this electric damage, which is buffing both the chain lightning and the electric wave. And then we have this reduced cost, which is sitting next to both the lightning call and the ethereal darts. And then there's another reduced cost here. So my ethereal darts, actually, I shouldn't really reduce the cost because they don't cost anything. I just remembered. So that's a bit, I think we'll swap these two around. Although that now loses the lightning damage, but never mind. We can probably fix that somehow. Anyway, we'll leave that as it is right now. Oh, I can't do that because this now is not going to get activated, is it? All right, well, let's move this. Oh, we can just move that over here. Anyway, as I was saying, so yeah, now this is cost reduced again. So basically, I think anything touching this gets its cost reduced. And then we have my pet, which I've not really talked about yet. They have a skill, and once you put that in the grid, once you activate a skill, their skill activates. So I've also got some more which I haven't added in yet, so I will put these down. Oh, can I only have one at a time? All right, okay. I think it looks like we're going to have one at a time. Oh, no, that's the same skill. Why does it give me the same skill twice? Does it change in any way? No. All right. Okay, so what's that got to be? Why is that not? That's interesting. Maybe it has to go next to this? Oh, it's a melee. It needs to be activated by a melee attack. Okay, so I don't do melee attacks, so that's no good. Oh, reduce cooldown. Do I need that? I thought my stuff doesn't have a cooldown. And then we've got physical damage. Does anything do physical damage? What damage does this do? I'm not sure I can see what kind of damage it is. Just says damage. Yeah, that doesn't tell me what kind of damage it does. Oh, maybe it says along here. Basic, buff, channel duration, offensive, physical projectile. Okay, so I can put that there. Let's just put that there for now. And you can see what buff they've got. So this one's got those two buffs on the left-hand side. It shows you all the buffs they got. So yeah, I think this is quite a cool system that's going to allow you to do a lot of different things with your build. Then if we move along to here, this is where you get points every time you level up. And you put them into kind of these 4 sections. And on the left-hand side, it tells you what they give you. So we've got armor and attack and maximum HP, armor, barrier, and then maximum HP and maximum energy. And then as you make your way down the thermometer, I guess it looks like, you've got these points here which you can put your points into. So I've increased my base skill. Have I got any points? I've got 2 points, so let's put 2 more in there. What I really like is, as far as I understand it, at any time you can just refund all your points and completely change how you want to spec these out. Then if we go over here, this is where the similar situation, but for my pet wormling. And I've been putting them into here, so we'll keep putting them into there. So yeah, I think this is quite a cool idea to have your kind of spec points where you can just redo them anytime you want, and with your main skills and abilities coming in from here. And then you've got a few other things. So this one, you can see all your offensive stats, your defensive stats, your health, and your miss stats. So like my gold gain, bonus experience. And you can pin all these. So it can show up the top which ones, if you really want to have a look at that. It's a nice little quality of life if that's important to you. I think that's about it. We've got, I don't know what that Divine Familiar, I haven't got to that yet. Yeah, so let's also show you something else. Let's just play a bit more combat. In general, I've quite enjoyed the combat. You've got enough abilities that it feels cool to play. And already I've got my favourites like this one here. So yeah, and I think it looks quite neat. Graphically, it looks all right. It's like not like amazing, but it's got like it's kind of a bit of that Diablo darkness to it, but also not as dark as some of the Diablos have been. It's kind of a mix of the two. Not like what was it, 3, where it was really colourful. It does have more colour than I would say than the last Diablo 4. What was it, 4? Yeah, 4 was the last one, isn't it? Which I find to be a bit too grey, personally. These guys are fighting each other, I've just noticed. I will say I feel a bit weak. And I think it's mostly because my gear's quite low. Oh, one more thing to show. You've got the map like this. Oh, we should go over there, shouldn't we? So you can have it like this, or like this, or like this. Which is quite nice. They have like 3 versions of it. I know a lot of people like to play like this. I quite like this with the occasional move to when I want to find something in a wider area. Yeah, you charge me, boys, and I'll just blow you up. Right, make my way to this quest point. Die! I could probably do with some more energy. I've only got like 55, and I think that's holding me back a bit. Oh, I should also remember to this. Look at that, bounces them back even further. I quite like that modifier that you've got this secondary, what's the word? Resource, that's the word, that you can use. Oh, I better heal. I'm looking a bit low.
A dragon hunter. Providence has sent you to us.
What the hell? Wait, what? The guy just nearly killed me.
These lands belong to mankind.
That guy's... Let's just get everyone out. It nearly did it again? No. I shouldn't have been so close. Let's do it again. Oh, he's down.
Every man for himself. Get out of here now.
And what is this? Choose a gift from the Eternal. Delphalius Apprentice Catalyst. Or I could go for Psychokinesis. Like, let's... Can I pick that up in a minute? Because we've still got enemies here.
My strength fails me.
I always press that dodge when I shouldn't be pressing it. Alright, so we can pick... Basically, we can get a new helm. We can get a new skill, which allows me to manipulate a telekinetic orb that explodes upon channeling ends, dealing physical damage. Or we can get a bunch of resources. I'm going to go with... That's quite a lot of attack. I'm going to go with that. How do I choose? Oh, it's already chosen, and then... Where we go. Oops, again, wrong button. That's better. That's obviously better. I haven't got any of those on, and that's better. Yeah, loot seems... It's very early. It seems fine. It's kind of what you would expect from these types of games. Oh, one thing I should say is that you can get corrupted loot, which will give you some buffs, but also will have some negative effects to it as well, which I think is a kind of neat system.
We're indebted to you, Hunter. All we expected to face off against her was marauders. It seems they've been delivering hostages to the corrupted for months. But faced with Dragonkin, we had no chance. These fanatics tried to keep a low profile up until now. Once they sensed their cover was blown, they didn't even try to hide. We'll return to Grand Trekker Eula now. May your hunt go well.
May it indeed. Find Song Kanir in the swamps of Jaxa. Okay, so that means we can go back to where we were. Our town. I can show you the town. So I got a portal just like most action RPGs. So this is the town. And you've got various points on here. So we've got a jeweler. We've got a master of fragments, which is to do with our skills. Dark merchant. And then we've got other camps where you kind of go to talk to people about quests. Then we've got our stash there, a training group and difficulty, and the jailer, which she's said at the start she's going to show me more when I'm more powerful. You see down here, as you level up your town, you unlock new stuff. So next, when I hit level 4, I'm going to get the enchanter and the apothecary, and 5 is the arsenal and an upgrade point. And I assume the arsenal will be for the crafting of weaponry and gear and stuff like that. If we go along one, we have this. My town has a skill tree. So yeah, you've got stuff you can unlock. And some of it's got level requirements. Most of it's got level requirements, I should say. And you can kind of go here, but you can also see it on here. So if we click here, we've got the training grounds. I can unlock the training ground camp and increase my experience by 5, 10, 25, and so on. And we've got various things related to that. Then this one's related to my wormling. Then we've got this, which is related to the enchanter. That's various different things you can unlock with the enchanter. Jeweler the same, and then your skill grid. So this will put more points on my grid, which I should probably pick that one, to be honest. Then we've got the merchants and more stuff to do with my skill grid. And then storage. Either you can create potions, unlocks the arsenal, which is, I assume, to make stuff. Yeah, so I think this is quite a neat system. You've got these, some of it is like passive stuff, and some of it is more choose when you want to kind of unlock stuff to do with your... Although some of it is just, I think some of it is just, will I just get this at level 8? What does it say down here? No, it won't. I get the memorialist, and then I choose, this is, yeah, at level 8, I'll be able to upgrade this if I want, if I've already picked this one. So yeah, it's kind of like an additional system. If I remember, what was its name? It begins with a W. Wolson had a similar system to this in the end game, where you were upgrading a camp. I thought it was a quite neat system. So to see that it'd be borrowed in here, I'm going to be boring, and I'm going to take extra XP. Because I think that would be interesting. Well, not that interesting, but like, you take something that gives you more so that you make more later. Like, the more XP I get, the more XP I can get for my town. You would think. What's this? I've not looked at this board before. Oh my goodness. We've got all kinds of stats. I don't know what this has done. Maybe it'll tell me. Oh, this city appearance. I think it's just, might just be cosmetic. So yeah, I think one more thing to say. I quite like this pause screen because on the top left, it tells you all the stats to do with what difficulty you're on. So you can see my enemy attacks don't do any more damage, don't have any more armor, don't have any more health, come on medium. The same with loot, gold, and XP. And if you increase those, increase the difficulty, then those will all go up. And we've got the area map and the world map, which I quite like the world map as well. It's kind of, it reminds me a bit of Ultima. If you've ever played the Ultima games, it's got a bit of that feeling to it. So yeah, that's Dragonkin the Banished. I think it's got some good stuff about it for a game made by a indie team, in a genre that is obviously dominated by Path of Exile and Diablo. I think it's doing some neat stuff. I really think they've got onto something with that, what's it called? Where are we? The Ancestral Grid. I think that's a really neat idea. Someone will probably be in the comments and say, oh, this game had it before, but I've not seen it before. So for me, it's neat and new. So yeah, like, it's doing a lot of things that I think will appeal to people who like these kind of games. Whether the loot system, because a lot of people obviously play these games for the loot system, not just for the builds. How that progresses will obviously be a major factor, but I would assume that as you get further into the game, you're facing off against more bosses, which will give you more drops. I'm just early on, so most of the stuff I'm facing off is not very big. As you saw, that big boss I just killed just now, which nearly killed me with its lightning, that's the first time I faced off something that big, and it gave me an option, 3 options to choose what I would like as a reward, and it dropped a bit more loot as well. So yeah, I'm assuming that will scale up as you go along. Like I say, it's out now. If you want to go check it out, it's on Steam. I'll put a link in the description below so you can go check it out for yourself. I think it's really got something to it, and I think if you're a fan of action RPGs, I think there's a lot of stuff in here to enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing, all that good stuff really helps me out. Really appreciate anyone who takes the time out to do that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.